Welcome to the 2024 Cruise the Narrows Car Show. I'm Jennie Wetter with Infinity Real Estate, and this is one of the best events every year in Gig Harbor, and it is sponsored by the Cruisers Car Club. The Gig Harbor Cruisers is a very popular club for car enthusiasts of all kinds and all ages. Certainly don't have to be retired to be a part of the club. But it is a great way, if you're new to Gig Harbor, to integrate into the community and be able to talk and do fun things about what you're passionate about, like we all are, cars. Part of the Cruisers' mission is to create a scholarship fund for young students who want to go into the trades, specifically automotive trades, but ultimately they provide scholarships for kids who want to go into the trades of all kinds. This Cruise the Narrows Car Show is an annual event. It's one of the largest car shows in the area, and all of the proceeds go to their scholarship fund. Since I'm a car nut myself, I'm pretty excited to be here, and I'd like to invite you to come along with me and check out some of these amazing cars and hear some of the stories about why they love being a part of the Cruisers. So hi, how's it going today?
Good, how are you?
I'm good. So tell us a little bit about yourself and your car and the story and why you're here.
Yeah, I've had the car since I was 16, born and raised here in Gig Harbor, and so I've been driving around the harbor since the mid-90s. And yeah, that's pretty much it with it, but she's fun.
What is it?
It's a 57 Chevy, so it's a 150 two-door post. So the Bel Air is the fancy one with all the chrome, and this is the stripped-down version. These were cop cars most of the time.
Cars?
Yeah, so they were kind of the basic vehicles.
Nice,
Yeah.
awesome. So how did you get involved in the Cruisers?
The Cruisers gave me a scholarship when I was in high school. So I'm a scholarship recipient, which is the whole reason why they do this show right here, is to give the scholarships back to the community.
That is so great.
I feel like I need to give back to them since they gave to me.
That is so fantastic.
Yes.
Thank you so much for doing that. So do you feel like the Cruisers offers people an opportunity to meet other people and get integrated in the community?
100%. I was just talking to Mr. Bill of the Cruisers, and he was telling me that they have members that are as young as 12 because they're interested in cars, and so they come to meetings and meet people in the community that way. The Cruisers get together once a month and have a club meeting, and there's probably about 50 people that show up at Kimball's Coffee House to talk about cars and what's going on in the club. Not only that, they also help support a lot of the nursing homes in the area. They'll do little mini shows there to try to get the nursing home residents to mingle with each other and to talk about the good old days.
Right, absolutely. Well, that is so cool. Thank you so much for being a part of it. It's so cool that you're a scholarship recipient and that you're giving back to the community again.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So nice to meet you.
You too. So Susan, this is a new entry into the club for you, right?
It is.
Okay.
I had previous Volkswagens and they were air-cooled Volkswagens, and I finally decided to buy the water-cooled this time. It's a barn find that I found from somebody. It was originally purchased in New York in 1982.
Okay.
And it's now living its best life in Gig Harbor.
Are you driving it?
Oh yes.
Everywhere?
Yep, I drive it around town, and it goes fast enough on the freeway. I can go over the bridge. So this is wonderful.
What's the horsepower?
Oh gosh. I don't know how many rabbits is running out in there.
Okay.
Probably about 85 horsepower.
I love it.
You know, at the most.
That's so
But
fun.
I feel bad for this vehicle. It wasn't its fault that it wound up in a barn in 1986. So it is now going to have the life that it didn't get to live before.
Wow. And so it's Gig Harbor, living your best life isn't just for people. Apparently you can be a car and live your best life in Gig Harbor.
The one story about a Volkswagen is everybody's always had a Volkswagen story, and there's so much more than the metal that they are sitting here. And that's the great thing about them. Their memories, their feelings, their emotions.
Did you have to make way? Did a Volkswagen have to leave the garage to make room for this, or are there more?
Actually, we sold a BMW to make room for the Volkswagen.
I love it. I love it. That's fantastic.
Yep.
Big deal.
I can always buy the BMW. I've had all those. I'm back to the Volkswagen days.
Fantastic. Well, thank you. Thank you for sharing. It's such a great story. It's so good to talk to you.
I'm glad that you guys are doing it and wanting to share the love of all of it with others.
Thank you. Hey, so
Good seeing you.
Today. Oh my gosh. So, how is the show going?
Show's going amazing, amazing. Yeah,
Okay.
we're about 200 some people now.
Okay.
It's way bigger than last year. Last year it rained. So Our guys love sunshine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome. So, what was your role in the show this year?
My role was kind of helping with the gate. Me and my buddy volunteered to help organize how to get cars in quick.
Nice. And so, was it the most efficient year they've ever had?
That's pretty close.
Yes.
Pretty close.
Right?
Pretty close. Yeah.
Awesome. So, this is your car.
Yes.
And this has been your baby for quite some time, right?
It has been.
How long?
It's had her now for about almost 20 years.
20 years.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it was actually gifted to me. It was my optometrist. He had it sitting in his garage, just rotting away for 26 years. And his wife got mad at him because it was just sitting in the garage and said, get rid of the car. So they gave me a call, said, you want it? And he goes, just pick it up.
Just pick it up.
Free, yeah, free.
You got the car for free.
Free, yep. I got it for free.
Awesome.
So, and then I put a little bit of money into it to get to where she's at. Yeah.
How bad was the condition when you got it?
It was pretty bad. It didn't have body rot because we came from Southern California.
Okay.
So that was very little body rot, but interior, electrical, anything rubber was gone. So I really stripped it all down and redid the brakes, the transmission, the engine, the interior, electrical. Yeah, and then paint, because the paint looked like yuck.
So when you got this car, was that your first foray into?
In a full restoration type thing, yeah.
Okay.
I tinkered since I was in high school.
Okay.
Yeah, but this is okay, how hard could it be is the motto I gave myself.
And how hard was it?
Mostly okay.
Okay.
Mostly okay, yeah. A few things were kind of wonky, but yeah, mostly all right.
That is awesome. So tell me a little bit about once you got involved with the cruisers. You mentioned that down in Southern California, they might be a little more selective. Tell me about the group here in Gig Harbor.
What was really interesting is that when I joined them, the Bob McCord, who's their president, I just sent him a note. I go, think about doing it. So, oh, great, come on over to the meeting. And they said, well, do you need anything? Do I have to have an X amount of cars? No. And they were just so adopting.
Okay.
I walked in and Bob, hey, you must be Kaz. So he came up and introduced himself, and then they said, what type of car you have? So I'm coming orphan. The cruisers are mainly American muscle cars and such.
Oh, the ones who are part of the club.
Yeah.
Okay.
There are a few foreign cars. You'll see a few of them. There's a Carmen Ghia and a Porsche and things like that, but majority of them are American muscle cars. But it wasn't intimidating. They were very supportive. Other clubs were kind of, oh, you have a BMW. But these guys were so adopting, and didn't matter the age. And they invited me to go to, they do a lot of philanthropy stuff. They do with senior citizen homes. They'll do little mini car shows.
A little bit about that from a couple people, because I know that one of your primary missions is the Scholarship Foundation, correct?
Yep. All this is for the scholarship.
All this, yes. And I understand it's getting bigger every year in terms of how much money you raise. So one of the gals that I interviewed, the reason she is part of the club is she was one of the original recipients of the scholarship, and so she's coming back and giving back to the community. So I just love that. Have you won awards on this baby at other clubs? Really?
I won actually on the Gig Harbor Wheels on the Water, which is the city sponsored show. Okay. Now, to be fair, that day it rained, and I think there were like 200 cars registered, but only like 80 showed up. So I got they nominated me for best import.
Nice.
And there were only 2 other cars besides mine. So I was best of 3.
But you won.
I did.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Great. Oh, gosh. Well, thank you so much for talking with us. It's so good to see you.
Oh, thank you.
I'm so glad that you're enjoying your time with the cruisers. And
we'll get more cars. Thank you. Okay.
Welcome, everyone. We are here at the 2024 Cruise the Narrows Car Show. I'm here with Mitch, and Mitch is one of the head honchos for this event, correct?
Well, I like to say that I'm kind of the head marketing guy of the show. Okay. How's that, right?
Okay, that's fair.
And I got a fantastic team that helps put it all together.
Great. Yeah. So let's back up for just a minute. How long has the car club been around?
Since 1997. I'm a founding member of the club.
Oh, you are?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so the show Cruise the Narrows, that's been around since 97?
Correct.
And your mission to provide scholarships, has that always been?
That's always been, that was what was started from the beginning. The goal was to, have a car club, have some fun, that sort of thing, but what can we do to help the community and focus on that. And so scholarships to local teens going into the trades,
Okay.
especially the automotive trades,
Uh-huh.
has always been the focus of the club.
Always been. Okay. And so your role as you've gotten involved is to really grow the show so that you have more money to give away for scholarships.
Right.
How have you been able to grow the scholarship amount in the last few years?
Well, see, so in years past, all the way up till well, it would have been through 2019, basically, okay? The general income of the show was based on cars that entered, people driving up and entering the car for $20.
And I think that's worth repeating. It only costs $20 to put a car in
Right.
this great show.
Right, exactly. So, you know, it's an ebb and flow. You don't ever know because we don't pre-register. And so you never know exactly whether you're going to have 150 cars or you're going to have 250 cars. You just don't know that number. And there's still expenses and overhead to put it on. Not a huge amount, but there's still some. And so basically the highest grossing year prior to 2021 was about 7,500.
Oh, wow.
Okay. And so by implementing sponsored cars and a little bit of vendor, but mostly the focus was sponsored cars because it was a new thing. How do we do that? How do we get it going? What do we do? I was mocking up stuff and trying to pitch ideas and, you know, basically showing people pictures of this is what you could have and that sort of thing. So we came out of that show with 49 cars sponsored. And so that raised roughly $5,500 in revenue for the show. And then everything's on top of that.
Okay.
So the significance behind that is we went from our high of like 7,500 to getting it into the 12.5 range. And so that starts to give the club some breathing room, some cash to work with, and also gives us more to work with in scholarships.
Right.
That's the goal. That's what we're after, right?
Absolutely. And so you said, thanks to your efforts the last couple of years, you gave away how much last year?
So the 2023-2024 year, we did $10,000 in scholarships.
Nice.
We did 5 scholarships at $2,000 apiece.
Oh, cool.
Because the challenge is that a $500 scholarship doesn't do a lot now. And so a $1,000 scholarship is okay, but a $2,000 scholarship is more significant and brings more to the table. So, yeah.
Well, I think it's fantastic. One of the people that I've talked to was one of the original scholarship recipients. And
Oh,
she's
that's great.
been coming back with her car. So as I've been walking around, it seems like people are having a great time. And so what are the goals for the event moving forward?
Well,
How do you see it growing?
well, it's a blessing and a curse of the grow.
Okay.
Okay, because we're here at Uptown, and I have only so much grow room.
True.
Okay, and so the limit becomes how far can you grow volume-wise of cars because of space.
Sure.
And that's where we start to then bring in, okay, so can we bring in more sponsorship?
That's
can
what
we
I'm thinking.
can
Yeah.
do that sort of thing? And we're working towards some other ideas that I've got that I'm hoping to chat with the group about and say, hey, I'm thinking this is potentially an avenue that we haven't done in the past that might be a revenue base for us. And the main concern is to the day of the show, like this show today, everything's paid for and there's money in the bank from this show before it starts. And that's the goal. So everybody can breathe a sigh of relief and we put it on and we have a great show and everybody enjoys themselves.
That's what I've said. I mean, I got here early and even people walking around at the very beginning, they said, oh, we love this. And, you know, they're just having a great time. So thank you for doing it for the community. I think it's awesome to have a community event like this, but also for the cruisers to do what you do, bring in members of the community to meet other people, and then, of course, be able to give back. I think that's amazing.
I always try to remind everybody that one thing that people I know think of but maybe don't recognize is that without the car club guys bringing their cars here, there isn't any show.
Right.
Yeah. So you have that element to it that you have to have that or you don't have this.
Right.
So in my case, the one thing we didn't mention on camera was the sponsorship part. That idea came up because none of our club members are eligible to get a trophy.
That's right, you said that.
Okay, and so my thought was, well, let's thank the club members by getting their car sponsored, generate some money, and give them some thank yous by In Gear Media doing photography of all the cars at the show, and everybody gets a copy of their photo that In Gear Media has done, and all the sponsors get a copy of that photo as well, and people love it. It's, you know, it's just it's a nice way to thank them for being here and being a part of it.
It really is.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for all that you do. Well, thanks for following along as we've had some great conversations with some car enthusiasts and some members of the Cruisers Car Club. As you can see, this is a fantastic event put on by one of Gig Harbor's great clubs. And so if you're thinking about moving here, this is just one example of all the great opportunities that we have in Gig Harbor to become part of the community, to meet people, and to do good things and give back to the community like they do here with their Scholarship Foundation. So thanks again for joining me, and enjoy the rest of your summer. Make it a great day, and if you have any questions, give me a call, and be sure to follow me on my YouTube channel and watch my other videos about all the great things Gig Harbor has to offer.